reaching you from the Marriott Hotel where the Georgia delegation is housed. I'm here with Dr. Al Williams, Representative Williams, and he's going to tell me his experience and his journey as a Democrat. Welcome, sir. I'm glad for you to agree to talk with me. How has the experience been for you at this convention?
This convention has been a great experience. Out of all of the others that I've done, they become kind of familiar. This is my 5th convention in 40 years. My first experience as a Democrat was in 1960. I was 13 years old, knocking on the door of John Kennedy. I've been around the block a couple of times.
How different has this been from the previous conventions?
Not a whole lot of difference. Not really a whole lot. The first one was quite different in that you chose the delegate. The delegates chose the nominee from the floor. That's changed. It's very choreographed now. So you pretty well know what you got to do when you get here. I believe you come from a family of Democrats, having been a Democrat for 40 years. What experience would you pass on to the younger generations? Get involved. My granddad was chairman of the Republican Party. So I evolved out of the Republican Party when the Republican Party literally rejected us in 1960. But I just think the only advice I give is get involved.
How does a young person get involved in politics?
Walk down and do what you do. If it's a school board meeting, show up. You're in Kennesaw State, run for student government. Run for anything that's available. Get to know people. Learn the issues. You get involved by being involved. That's the only way you get involved. You just walk in and get involved.
And I'm also interested in knowing what the journey has been for you from the civil rights days to now.
Well, it's been a long trip. I went to jail 17 times in the civil rights movement. I was on the Edmund Pettus Bridge on Bloody Sunday. I marched in Washington in 1963. I spent time in the civil rights movement. It's been a long journey. I remember the black and white waterfront. I remember the beat downs in the street. So yes, we've come an awful long way.
And I'm glad you brought up the fact that back in the days, times were hard, especially on the black people. Do you still think race is playing a role in this election?
W. Du Bois said it in 1903 in The Souls of Black Folk when he said the biggest question facing America is the question of race. It might not be the biggest now, but it's still a big part. Race certainly plays a part. I mean, you cannot eliminate. We talk about we don't see color, but that's not such a thing. That is not true, and it's not true worldwide. It's certainly not true in America.
Do you think this is something that we can get around it as citizens?
I think we can learn better to live better together, and we've learned a lot. We live much better together, but because we are who we are, it'll always be with us. It was with us from time immemorial to now. So there's no reason to think it'll ever go away. Some of us disregard it. The only folk that know are a couple of folk that can't see, but it's with you, whether you acknowledge it or not. It's with you.
So there's definitely subtle undertones and overtones of race in the system.
The only difference is now you have some subtle overtones, but people have problems with Hispanics, they have problems with Asian Americans, they have problems with lesbian and lesbian gays. They have problems, and it all relates back to race, gender.
Finally, let's look at the future. Do you think race will ever vanish from our system?
No.
Or be accommodated so we can live, side by side peacefully?
No, it'll vanish today when all of our colors vanish. We all look alike, then we've got rid of race. As long as there's a difference in how we look and how we act and what our culture is, race will always be a factor. Anybody that's saying is smoking opium and looking at a utopian world that is not possible.
Thank you so much, Representative Al Williams, for talking with us.
Thank you.
And from my